Hi friends, welcome back. Today we're doing a fall home reset, decluttering before the holidays. I love taking a little time in September to clear out spaces so that when the busy holiday season arrives, my home feels calm, cozy, and ready. Welcome back to Natasha's Healthy Living. I'm so glad you're joining me today. I'm here in my kitchen to do a little chat. I've got some tea and I lit one of my favorite Jordan Essentials candles just to make it feel a little cozier, even though really it's hot outside. We are up in the high 90s and we have been all week. It's super dry. We desperately need some rain, but we're just gonna keep going, right? So we have our annual fall festival coming up here in my tiny little town. So we have lots of busy preparations happening. And of course it's picture day today and just all the usual things are continuing on. And we have settled into our back to school routine. So we're doing better about keeping up with our homework routine and getting to bed a little earlier after all the fun summer nights where we stay up late. And as part of settling down into this fall routine with school in session, I've noticed I had quite a few piles collecting and it felt like it was time to do a really good declutter. So I went through my home, I spent some time over the last couple of days and focused on those piles that were just really driving me crazy. The ones where I kept looking at them and thinking, I just need to deal with that. And of course, I had built them up in my head and made them seem like they would take days and days to do. So I decided to use my favorite trick and set my timer for 15 minutes. And I got done quite a bit more than I realized I could. So one of the first areas I like to focus on when I'm doing a good declutter like this is the place that we spend the most time. For us, that's our kitchen. And I know for a lot of people, the kitchen is the heart of the home. But it's also the place where we come and go. We use our kitchen door more than we use the front door. And so things end up here that are being brought into the home and they're supposed to go somewhere else, but they get dropped here and left, or they're things that are on their way out, especially things we're decluttering, and then they just sort of never make it out of the kitchen. So you might have a space like that too, or just some ideas of places where things are collecting like that. And if you want to go do a little decluttering while you're listening to me chat, I'll have some shots of me doing the decluttering too if you need a little bit of a body double, and that can help get you motivated. So we had some piles of things that had been collected for donation, and I got those loaded up into my vehicle. And then I had 3 different bags of clothes that people had given us as hand-me-downs for my daughter, which I'm always super grateful of. I love that whole system of just passing things along once we're done with them. I have several nieces, older and younger than my daughter, so that we can kind of pass things back and forth between the families. So that was good. We finally went through those bags. I had my daughter she did a couple of them on her own while we were out running some errands one afternoon. And then this last one that had been in the kitchen, she didn't realize still needed to be gone through. So I helped her. We just quickly went through. We made one pile of things that she wants to try on. She thinks she might like them, so we still need to do that. But at least we got the other 2 bags dealt with, and I got all those donation items taken to my vehicle. So that was good. And in doing that, it really tidied up the whole kitchen. So I just kind of continued on. took some recycling out. Our recycling bin had gotten pretty full, and we have to take our glass recycling to a nearby recycling facility. Even though we have single stream that picks up from the house, they don't take glass. So I have to, about every 2 weeks, take that bin when I go to work and drop that off as well. And another place you could do some decluttering in your kitchen would be the pantry or your food storage area, especially as we're thinking about the holidays and all the holiday extra baking and cooking that we'll be doing. So getting into your storage area where you keep your supplies and just making sure that you have what you need, for one, and also that you're maybe moving out those things that you've just never used and they've now expired, or they're taking up space and it's not something you're gonna end up using. It was a good idea in the store when you bought it, and then you get home and realize, why did I buy that thing? We all do it, so it's okay. It's a good time to just take a peek at your pantry or your food storage area and see if there's something that you can clean up or declutter. Often in my pantry, I just need to go through the bags that are 95% empty. Are we gonna eat those last 2 bites? No? Okay, then let's get rid of the bag or the container, or sometimes it's condensing things. I was in there the other day because my daughter and I were baking cookies, and we realized we had 3 open bags of mini chocolate chips. So all of those got combined into one jar, and now that freed up a bunch of space on the shelf in the pantry. Another place that might need a little attention as you're working on doing some decluttering this season would be your living room or family room. My daughter did a good job recently of going through her little craft and art desk that we have in the living room, and she cleaned up quite a bit. She had been doing a lot of creative projects lately, but that leaves behind mess and clutter, and she got a lot of that cleaned up, so that was good. And of course, once you get a space like that tidied up and cozy, you want to add something extra as a little warm, welcoming touch. So you could put a candle, or maybe get out your favorite fall or winter blankets. I don't think we'll be needing blankets quite yet, but it's fun to think about the cooler weather coming. At least it's cooling off in the evenings here. It's just still very hot during the day, and because we're so dry, it feels hot. Although I will say it's not as humid as it is in the summer where I live, so that's good. Another place that you might want to do some decluttering is in your closets or your entryway area. Of course, like I mentioned, my daughter has been going through her clothes, so we're getting her closet pared back down to just the things she's wearing in this current season and the things that fit. She has been growing fast, so we quite often have to go through and figure out what still fits her and then pass the rest of it along. So that's a great chance to think about that for either yourself or your own family. It could also just be getting out things like boots and jackets and making sure everyone has a good set and a good pair as you think about the cooler weather and changes to your morning routine, which might include grabbing a coat or a jacket. And the final place that I decided to tackle, which has been on my list for months and I haven't gotten down there to do it, but for whatever reason, after I got my timer going and got moving, it was easier to get down there and do it. I had some procrastination piles that had collected in the basement, and if you were watching my basement declutter series, some of these were left over from that because we have 2 churches in the area. Our parish is part of a 3-parish community. We share a priest between the 3 parishes. So there are 2 different festivals once a year where they collect donations of good, preferably new items for, they have like a little store or it's part of their prizes for one of the games. And I had put a couple of boxes together of those items back when I was doing my big basement declutter, and then forgot about them when that season rolled around and didn't get them donated. So I finally put them in my vehicle because it's time now for those couple of festivals, and I got them dropped off this week when we were at PSR. I had my daughter help me, and we got everything out of the vehicle that was supposed to be donated there. And the day before that, I had done all my running after work and gotten all the other items passed along or donated. So it felt so good to get all of that stuff from the back of my vehicle taken to the appropriate place and cleaned out of the house. And it's freed up some space, and it's just freed up my mental weight load a little bit. I don't know if you feel like this, but sometimes when you get into a space that's hidden away and you think it's not bothering you, and then you finally clean it out and declutter it, you just feel lighter. You feel better. You feel like you've gotten a new lease on life because that little niggling thought is not in the back of your mind reminding you periodically, you need to do that. You need to deal with that. So that was good to get that taken care of. And of course, if you want to get into your holiday storage and see if there's some items you know you're not going to use as we go into the fall season, it could be your Halloween decor, or if you just do fall decor like we do, this is the time to get those things donated to the resale shops or to Goodwill, because this is when people are shopping for them. And you can kind of preemptively get in there and clean some of that stuff out so that if you're going to be decorating in the next few weeks, you'll already have a head start and feel like it's a lot easier to get those decorations out because you have just what you need and like. And don't forget, if you're short on time, I love the quick wins method. Setting a timer for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes can be a big motivator for me to just get moving, grab a basket, and work through one small area. Even those little wins add up quickly and they make the house feel so much lighter. And usually once I've gotten moving and done that one small task, it's so much easier to keep going and keep making progress, even if it's just doing my daily chores around my home. This fall reset is about clearing spaces. But next month, I'll be sharing how I prep for the holidays, from food decor to gifts and family rhythms. You can think of it as laying the foundation for a peaceful holiday season where you get to enjoy some of the fun of this special time of year too. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that was inspiring and motivating for you to get busy with your timer and your basket and start decluttering. And hopefully you can make some progress in doing a little bit of a fall reset around your home as well. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, so you won't miss my holiday prep video when it comes out next month. And I'm wishing you a cozy, peaceful holiday season ahead. Thanks again, have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.